This is the Seahawkers podcast, live and uncatfished. I'm Brandon Schultz of the Military Seahawkers, joined by my good buddy Adam Emmert as we react to the Seahawks' 37-23 win over the Los Angeles Chargers. Adam, man, that was a fun game to watch.
Man, welcome back. What a welcome home present for you, right? That was a lot of fun to watch because
I'm just going to have to travel to Minnesota and Florida before every Seahawks game now just to I found out this is my lucky flannel now, so I just have to make sure and keep everything going every single week now.
Yeah, exactly. So no pressure with that, and whatever the monetary strain is there, I expect you to be fully on board for it. I expect that we might see a super chat or two in this one because I can't imagine that the little flockers aren't as fired up as we are about that win over the Bolts and being in first place, watching the Broncos lose, watching the Niners lose, watching this team play a complete game, even with a couple turnovers on offense. It's the perfect football day, Brandon. It's the perfect football day.
Well, we know it was a perfect football day for DeBruce Didino, who I'm guessing must have listened to PNW Prop Stars this week and is chipping you off a little bit to the show. Says, I didn't hit my Fail Mary, but I still made out pretty well in betting this week, paying my freeloader dues. K9 is on fire. Great win. Go Hawks. So thanks for the super chat there. And our executive producer of the live shows, Ryan911, coming in. That was a complete game. Huge games from offense and defense. Plus, Adam goes 4 for 4. Nostradamus.
Yeah. Speaking of having a good betting day, I hit all of my bets on PNW Prop Stars from this week, including the Fail Mary, which the Seahawks needed to win by 13 to 18 points. And so even with the Chargers scoring that garbage time touchdown, it was still enjoyable for me, but not as enjoyable as it was to watch the offense play efficiently, Kenneth Walker to continue to be a stud, and then the defense, that's 2 in a row. That's a trend. You're starting to win me over. Clinton might be right on this.
Well, that was the one thing that I was going to ask you after watching this game is, do we feel like this defense is legit now based on what we've seen from this game? Because, yeah, I think there were some, you could be concerned that Eckler did go off in this game, 2 touchdowns. He had almost 100 yards receiving on 12 carries. Now, some of that came when they were down big late in the game. Only 9 runs for 31 yards, though. They did effectively shut down the run on the interior, but that's not really how they use Eckler a ton anyway. But still, only, 3 yards a carry for 3.5 yards a carry for Eckler? And
I thought the defense on Eckler was really good. He's a hell of a player. Yeah. So for them to be able to hold him to what they did, I thought it was great, especially with Keenan Allen playing early, but it looks like he didn't finish the game. Mike Williams was locked up pretty much all game. They didn't have a lot of options. And so it left them with, dumping it down to Eckler and then, rando play to Everett.
Yeah. Mike Williams had an okay day, had 7 catches, 86 yards and a touchdown. Everett, he had the one big play. And then I think it was just a few, maybe what was it, the next drive where he had the big drop on a key third down, and they end it. And really, third down is where, I don't even know if you could say if third down is where this team won, because I felt like they really won it on first and second down, because a big part for this defense was the fact that they weren't in third and short situations a lot of the day, because I felt like there weren't any times where they got into those third and short stops where then the Chargers were going for it early to where they were going for it on fourth down. And the one fourth down that they went for it earlier on in the game, they shut it down.
Yeah, they sure did. That was huge right in the beginning of the game too, to come out and shut them down on fourth there. And then also too, they did give up a 3rd and 11 late in the game. That was a little infuriating, but you can't expect
touchdowns.
Sure. And that's fine. One of them was a garbage TD. I don't care. I will not hold any of that yardage or that drive really against them. And they had them pretty well stopped down there. And if it weren't for a couple calls, they probably don't score there. So I think the defense played a whale of a game to try to hold them to expectations of LOB status. Like, that's unreasonable. So for my expectations for this team, am I excited about it? Yeah, absolutely. I didn't think that there was any way that they could get this much better this quickly. Now again, I need to see it 3 times. Like, that's, you know how I work. Once a coincidence, twice a trend, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, Giants coming up next week. That would be a good team to do it against, especially with the way Saquon Barkley's been playing. If they can shut down the run against that Giants team, that can really slow their offense down. Get to a couple more super chats here as Scott H came in with 199 and no comment, but then came back in, and I wanted to address this because he asked, did they switch back to a 4-3 defense? And one of the things that we heard from Pete last week, he didn't really want to come out and say exactly what they were doing, but he said they made some tweaks. But he also did say that they went from, how did Pete put it in his Monday press conference on Seattle Sports Radio? Essentially what he was saying, though, that they went back to a single gap style defense on the defensive line rather than the 2 gap. And what that means is you're asking your defenders, especially in the run game, to try and defend 2 gaps. So you have the gaps are just the places in between the center and the guard and the tackle. Right. And so you want your defenders to be able to cover both of those. And in theory, it's supposed to allow you to be more aggressive, right? And the strange thing is when they switch back to a single gap style defense, it appears that they have more success with being aggressive.
Yeah. So in a 2 gap style, you're doing a lot of reading. And so with Scott's question there, like, I'm much like Scott, 4-3, 3-4. Can I tell the difference often? Not really, to be honest. And I think, you know, the really pure X's and O's guys, like, they can distinguish that on the regular, but those concepts get blurred so much in today's NFL that I think it's really difficult to know exactly. But
they play more of a 5-2 because they have 5 guys up on the line generally, and you have Cody Barton and Jordan Brooks on in the linebacker spots. And sometimes they've been taking off Barton and putting in Neal, and so you have that style of defense, which is, I guess, more of a dime package defense. Yeah, for sure. And the 1 gap versus 2 gap thing, I think, so you said 2 gap a little bit more aggressive, right? Is kind of the I lingo like that you hear behind it, right? Yeah, but I think for a lot of Pete's teams, and he's talked about this a lot, especially back in the LOB days, is like, we play simple, so you play fast. Right. And I think that leads to more aggression, right? If you don't have to sit and read and react and then hit a gap, if you just hit the gap, it just takes that whole beat right out of this, you know? That's right, Garen. Murdering my thirst right now, just after we murdered the LA Chargers, metaphorically. Yeah. That was Amy Holmes coming in with the $9.99 super chat. First in the division at week 7. Never would have guessed that. Go Hawks. I mean, in a lot of ways, this hasn't gone. I mean, this has gone better, or this is the best scenario, right? If we would have sat and talked about what we wanted with the Broncos struggling as they are, and now the Hawks in first place, and Gino, he says he ain't right back. I think he's officially written back to the league now. And it's double birds. I got this. Y'all shouldn't have given up on me. Gino's playing at an incredibly high level. And I just love the fire that he plays with. That sequence there where the refs decided that we had too much momentum and that needed to go away. So they call a false start that didn't exist. They decide Phil Haynes might be because, and throw him out. And then don't reset the play clock. Then tell Gino, I told you what was all going on. And Gino's like, the what? No, you had, like, he was fired up. Pete telling him calm down. And then he makes the big completion and just fired up. Oh man, I was off the couch. Like, I'm all in on Gino, man. Like, he has completely won me over. That is my quarterback, man. Yeah. MVP-no. MVP-no, baby. You got me saying it now. Yeah. I'm all in. It has a ring, dude. It has a ring. Well, there were some concerning parts to this game. Sojin mentioning DK said, "I'm okay," as he was getting carted off with a smile. I think he might have had the shits or something. No, DK, hearing from Pete Carroll after the game, he said that that DK banged his knee on the ground and it didn't feel quite right, but they did some x-rays. X-rays were negative. They're still going to do MRIs and that sort of thing. Yep. But I think they're just being careful with DK because we got, as I banged the microphone.
I think you're
I got so excited with my gestures.
Yeah. Your mic got banged up there a little bit. Yeah. Maybe it needs an MRI now.
Maybe. Yeah. So we got Marquise Goodwin though balling out in this game. 2 touchdown catches.
Yeah, he looked really good. Gino obviously had good chemistry with him. D. Eskridge still with the struggles at times, man. Just catch the ball on the pitch. Like that's an easy one. And then somehow manages to get hurt in that play as well, but ended up coming back.
I mean, yeah, Khalil Mack came in with a pretty good head of steam. And although I wasn't sure, there were a couple injuries in this game where guys came off where I wasn't even sure what happened.
Yeah.
Like their cornerback who went down on the Marquise Goodwin catch for the touchdown.
Yeah.
It looked like he just, like nothing happened to him, and he grabbed at his knee, but then they had the air cast on his whole leg.
ACL.
It was an ACL.
I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. Yeah. As he went to jump to contest it, you could tell it just
gave on him. Yeah.
Which is a total bummer, man. I mean, that's a guy who has a cool story in the NFL as well. Like he's had to fight his way to get to where he's at in the league. And so, big props to him and hoping he's feeling better soon.
I hope Barton's feeling better soon.
I don't know. Barton always pisses me off. Like every week, you can't get me down this week, though, man. You can't get me down. It's been too much good today. Even with Barton and him blocking for one of their receivers on a touchdown, like that. We just
why is Barton still blocking when the receiver has the football? That's
I don't know. I don't know. That was perplexing. But I think part of this defensive turnaround centers a lot around Ryan Neal being inserted into the lineup more. And you saw him with huge plays today. Huge plays.
Absolutely. Yeah. Jeremy Green with the 199 super chat. At what point do we extend Gino? It's got you thinking about it, right?
So to Jeremy's point, I actually was kind of doing some research of like, okay, well, what would be a reasonable contract for Gino? Like, what are you thinking, right? Like, what would be a comp deal? In I read one article where they brought up the Tannehill deal with the Titans after he went there and had a good year, and they ended up re-upping him. And so inflated for today's cap numbers and for next year, something like that. I want to say it was somewhere in the 25 to 30 million a year range would be the equivalent. And yeah.
Hey, keep playing like this. You talk me into it.
That's still roughly half price of Russ and, at least twice the production.
Here's the thing though. If you were to allow, say, Gino goes through the season having this kind of success, what team is there a team that's going to give him more, or are they going to look and see what happened to Russ leaving Seattle? You could even go back to who did the back when back before Russ, the guy's name that I always said wrong. No, our quarterback.
Yeah, Matt Flynn.
No, the other guy.
Oh, Tavares?
Tavares, yeah.
Yeah.
Tavares went to the Bills after he had relative success in Seattle. Kind of stunk. Russ leaves, goes to Denver, kind of stinks. I just wonder if there would be other teams that would be willing to take that chance based on the history now so far.
Yes. There
would be. Okay, there would be. At what price? At what price are we talking about here?
Right. But also, too, like, at what number for Gino does it make sense to leave Seattle, where he has this resurrection, right? Yeah. And the team that believed in him on top of all of that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not here if it's not for Pete and John. And give Russ some credit, too, for when he was here and watching him play. So, yeah, I mean, I think it would be difficult for Geno to want to leave. I think it's a lot like the Penny situation where even if he hit free agency, like you heard Penny, he's like, no, dude, I just want to come back here.
Yeah. And, John Schneider's always pretty good about coming up with a deal that's fair for everybody. Yeah. Sojin coming in on the injury for the cornerback, non-contact.
Dislocated kneecap.
So,
okay. Yeah, thank you for the correction. Yes.
That's a bummer. Barry, a.k.a.
What up, Barry?
Van T, coming in with the $9.99 super chat. Welcome back, Brandon. The new prices to the D, or the new pieces to the D are gelling. Leading the league in scoring. Young pieces that make plays. DK goes out and we don't even miss them. Great group of tight ends who are dang good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In case you guys didn't know, it's National Tight End Day.
They promoted that hard.
Yeah.
I thought it was brought to you by one of the toilet paper companies.
Maybe it
wasn't that a thing?
Sure. I don't know. It sounds like it fits, right? But yeah, Disley with a big game, Parkinson with the big catch. Fant had some, contested balls that were tough to come down with, but tight end group is stacked, and Geno knows how to use them, and he's very comfortable with them. Tyler had some big possession catches this week after sitting out a lot of practice throughout the week, so thank goodness for that. This team, it just looks complete, and we haven't even gotten to the dog. K9.
Yeah. You know what? He had such a good day. He's broken the box score. He's not even listed, but I believe it was 168 yards for Ken Walker, and had the breakaway, 78-yard touchdown late in the game, if I'm just going off by memory.
I was 16 yards short of him for me hitting one of my bets, and then he ripped that off, and it was just like, just ecstasy, man. Like, he is so damn good, and the way he moves laterally is just it. Who keeps bringing up is it Sam in the Ring of Honor that he reminds him of Shady? I think it's Sam Gilbert, but it's a pretty decent comp, but it's Shady with more power. Like, he breaks more tackles. It's not just all elusiveness. He's a little closer to Barry to me. They hit a home run with this kid. I was so fired up when they drafted him, and it is so cool to watch it pay off. It's still a little boomer busty, which is a little tough to watch.
A little bit, but I mean, there's a couple of those plays where he was getting hit 2 yards deep in the backfield and still getting 3 yards on the play.
Yeah. No, give him credit for that.
I mean,
absolutely.
I know Barry was boomer busty too, but I feel like that's a little bit better than that even.
Yeah. I mean, he did get tackled for the safety, not his fault.
No, that was Austin Blythe's fault. Everybody know that.
I wanted to tee up for that one.
Everybody know that I saw Austin Blythe, but Sebastian Joseph Day is a really good run stuffing nose tackle, and you have to expect that he's going to get some of those. It's just disappointing it came right in that moment.
Yeah,
for the safety.
That felt like it was like, oh, same old Seahawks. Here we go. We let him right back into the game, and we make this heart wrencher.
There were a couple moments like that in this game, right? Because they get out to the 17-3 lead early on in the game, and you're wondering, oh man, here we go. Are we going to just boat race these Chargers and let them back in? And it seems because did it get to 17-14?
Yep.
Before they got another touchdown ahead of the half, and so you felt comfortable going into halftime. But knowing that they get the ball coming out of the half, fortunately, the defense, they shut them out both in the first quarter and in the third quarter in this game. And
they were set up in some bad situations with those turnovers too. So you got to kind of tip your cap. Like, they really played stout, and the pass rush looked good for the majority of the game. Darrell Taylor with a strip sack. That was super cool.
It was not cool that he couldn't outrun Justin Herbert to the end zone, but he is a young quarterback and pretty athletic. So,
hey man, I will take a player with the awareness of, I think somebody's coming, and throttles down, even if his brain can't do the two at once, but throttles down to be sure, because you saw what happened.
Yeah.
He decided to really secure the football, and that's when he slowed down.
Right.
Because he was just being short. I'll take that all day. I'll take it all day.
Absolutely. Garrett Taylor coming in and dropping a dime on you guys. You need to teach Adam and Brandon how to display the super chats on the screen. They had a hiccup with you gone. Well,
hey, you call it a hiccup. I still call it a victory. We made it through, Garrett. How dare you? How dare you?
Yes, Garen, get off their back. The fact that they got it to go live while I was gone, I was completely happy with.
That
I
was a
wish it
miracle in itself. Man, yeah. We struggled without Dad this week, but we made it through.
You guys got a live show. Be happy.
Oh, Garen's always happy.
Garen's just giving you a hard time.
Yeah. He just likes to harass me, and rightfully so. There's Sam.
Samuel Gilbert comes in, and he probably has a comment. I'm just a little bit behind by about 6 minutes in the chat here. So Samuel, I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody.
Yeah.
Sam comes in, says this was complete domination, and yet all of it felt earned. Nothing was easy. Some sloppiness, but it was like watching both a preseason and a playoff game.
Sam has such a unique gift of wrapping things up just right. That is the perfect comment, because it does. It feels like a big postseason win, but yet somehow with a bunch of preseason sloppiness still mixed in there. Yeah, it was great. Did he go? Did he go to the game? I know he's in
I
LA.
thought he was going to go. I thought he got tickets from Boucher.
Okay.
Chris Boucher. So hopefully that happened. I may see it down there here in a little bit. But we got a super chat here too. Michael Mathis with the 1999 Broncos lose, Seahawks win. I'm drunk. I have no football questions. What's your favorite Halloween candy?
Oh man, I love it. I love this very much. I'm totally with you, Michael. I'm not quite drunk yet. I didn't even drink throughout the game. But I will be. I'll be with you, Mike. Don't worry, I'll catch up. Favorite Halloween candy. I know exactly what Brandon's going to answer.
You could answer it for me.
It's Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Absolutely. Halloween, anytime, just favorite candy in general.
Yeah, I have to say, and this is controversial, but it's Almond Joy for me, man.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's a good candy.
Yeah, a lot of people killed Almond Joy. I think it's I think it's
a lot of people under the age of 16 kill Almond Joy. Like their taste buds.
Oh, is that the thing? It's a generational thing. Hey, the only thing they could do is better is if they made them dark chocolate like Mounds.
Yeah.
But then I thought, I can build my own and just go with the Mounds and then put almond on the top and just kind of mush it in. And then I get the yeah, see? It's a great mix. It's a delightful mix. There's a little salty in there, a little sweet. I like the texture of coconut. Sue me, okay? I don't care. It looks like little turds. Gobstoppers were a childhood favorite for sure.
Amy Holmes with Reese's.
Yeah.
Reese's all day. See, we got the peanut butter cup
You're
fans
just
here in the
chalk,
chat.
dude. You're just chalk. Whatever.
They know me. This is what. Now I was. So part of my trip, we can get into some of my trip portion. Maybe a do better for Disney, because we took my brother. He went down to Disney World for their honeymoon, and he got us tickets to the Disney. They do after hours Halloween, and so we got to do trick or treating as part of that.
Okay,
I don't think they handed out a single dang peanut butter cup like the whole time. So my backup was Twix, but we went through about 9 of the trick or treat lines at Disney. They were doing handfuls, like just
wow.
Every time we went through, we had so much candy we couldn't even pack it in our luggage to bring it home.
Right.
We didn't have enough room for all the candy they gave us.
At TSA, it looked at you a little sideways too, probably. Yeah. I don't know.
I probably should have brought it to hand out to TSA.
I don't think that they can accept those sort of things.
No, yeah, probably not.
No, Eric, take this free candy bar. It's just full of,
it's fine. Trust me.
Some drug that's gonna put you to sleep, and I'll walk through and bomb an airline. Like, don't worry about it. What's your thoughts on $100,000?
It's good. Yeah, I like anything with a Rice Krispie in it. Like they have M&Ms with Rice Krispies. They're all good. Yeah.
So, unfortunately, since I'm doing this on my phone because of things, I can only read the first part of comments. So Carly said, critiquing the drafting of K9, and then I don't know.
So early or dead wrong.
Oh yeah. The early criticism of the, you can't take a running back that high, hoodly ha, whatever. Yeah. I'd rather take a running back that high than say, I don't know, almost pull a Ditka and trade your entire draft for your next year, and then pay him over $11 million a year and have him be injured all the time. Like, I'd rather do that. That's the way I like to do it.
Yeah. I wonder how 49ers fans are going to be feeling in a few weeks after this Christian McCaffrey trade. I enjoyed your 4-minute spiel. I think there were a lot of 49ers fans who did not. I mean, I can't believe you didn't fact check Warren Sharp on his contract statistics. I mean, that was a big whiff by you.
I can't believe I didn't fact check him, but you also had it right until the numbers changed. So, I mean, what a bum that Warren Sharp. He had an early tweet with the correct numbers, and then they restructured after, and I didn't know that. So yeah, what a bum. Both me and Warren, just totally wrong. That guy, like, I just so full of minutia. And like, I'm gonna get you on this. You're off $7 million. You're on this. We didn't really give it. If you look at a trade value chart, Jimmy Johnson will jizz in his pants and say this was a good fucking trade. Like this guy, I couldn't stand him. And I feel like I didn't take the gloves totally off, but I think I let him know.
I mean, congrats to you for reading the book.
Oh, I didn't read it all.
Okay. Because I saw the post and I was like, I have no time to read all this to respond. So I waited until like at the end where he was just making snarky comments that I could respond to. But
so you had to do better. Here's my better at life. Like I do battle with this guy in the comments for a little while. And Brandon, I didn't know when he was coming in from the road. I didn't know if he was even paying attention. I know he's got a lot of things on his plate and all that. Doing battle with this guy at the L. He's like, just take your L. I was like, you didn't hand out an L, but whatever. And before I could respond, Brandon swoops in with the kill and has my back. Golden Hawk had my back, baby.
I think that was the kill shot. I didn't see any responses after that.
Yeah, it was. Hey, this week.
So he said he was telling Adam to take the L, and I said, well, 49ers fans are very good at recognizing L's when they see them, so we should be inclined to believe the Niners fan. But okay, the one thing that I wanted to get to with the Niners fan. And if anybody missed the 4-minute video by Adam, go back, check it out. But the Christian McCaffrey trade, they still lose. I don't think it's not gonna work out well for them. And you picked up on that right away, put out a video about it. The 49ers fan who was, and I think this might have been in the commentary too, of that same commenter, trying to justify it that the 5 picks that they gave up, because it was a second rounder this in 23, third, fourth
next year,
and a 5th next year. Wait, is that only 4 picks? I thought there were 5.
Maybe it is 5. I don't know. It's a shit ton. That's all you need to know.
But it was so many. But he's like, well, it only adds up to a late first rounder. Okay, but how many were you going to pick? 5 players with that one late first rounder? I mean, those are still draft picks that could be helpful dudes for your team. Like, you need offensive line, right? Christian McCaffrey is not going to play guard or tackle or defense based on your loss to the Niners or to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
You can't play all those spots. You draft people.
The Seahawks, they just seem to value those late round picks a little bit more than other people because they actually do things with them. And I think that's probably why that Niners fan was having the disconnect that he was. But yeah, that was hilarious. And you know what? They're better at life than, Brandon's always protecting the team, baby. That's right, Ryan. The other better at life is for the Seahawks, man. So I put out that Denver video before the Denver game and got roasted, just roasted. And but talked all the shit that I could. And they had my back and came out with a win. And then I put out this Niners video and the Seahawks win big. Ken Walker looks better than CMC, and then the Niners lose. Just thank you, Seahawks. Oh my gosh. And then we take first place out of the whole thing. Man, they are having my back this year, man.
Yeah, it's good that they are backing up your smack talk on YouTube. That helps your deal a whole lot.
Yeah. Well, and like I told that dude, it's like, the burden on all this is really on me because it's just so hard being so goddamn right all the time. Like it's just hard.
It's hard being so right. Barry, aka Van T, coming back in with $4.99.
Oh, okay.
For more Adam bet money and MVP No, almost having another dime over 2 defensive backs that was dropped by Fayette.
Would have been a hell of a catch, but Barry's not wrong. That thing was a seed, man. It's just a perfect ball, and Gino's throwing so many of those on time and in rhythm. And then the few times that he needs to, recognizing when he can use his legs and use it well, it's just the perfect balance. Like we always talked about Russ's risk reward situation, and we always were a little frustrated with it and his balancing act of that. And Gino couldn't be more the complete opposite. His risk reward function is perfect.
Yeah, like on the third down where it was after that whole sequence of events where after the false start, and you're thinking, okay, well, 3rd and 10, are they gonna just try and do a give up play here, or because they were kind of, they were comfortable as far as their lead at that point. And yeah, he threads it right in to Tyler Lockett on 3rd down and picks up the exact amount of yards that you needed, not, running around and trying to go deep for a 35-yard pass. No, he took what he needed to get the first down.
Yep, he surely did. And just playing ridiculously good football. A lot of people, well, he only had 200 yards.
Only 200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Russ has had a lot more yards than that in games this year. I'm going to go back to maybe yards don't matter.
Yards definitely
Will's
do
not wrong,
matter.
dude. Will's not wrong.
It's looking like a playoff team, isn't it?
It's a potential playoff team. I mean, I think the Chargers are a decent team. I really do.
And playoff contending team.
They handled their business on the road, although I thought it was hilarious. It must have been second quarter or so, and the Seahawks were backed up, and Gino's at the line, and he's doing another awesome thing that Gino does. He's really managing the line of scrimmage great with his calls and getting them in and out of the right place. And he's talking and, going back and forth all the offensive line, like him and Blythe have a conversation, like all that, backed up in their own end zone on like 2nd down. And it's not, they didn't have to raise their voice. You could hear what they were saying.
Right.
That's pathetic, LA. Terrible, LA.
We got to hear the Seahawks chants at the end of the game. Shoot, we were hearing some Seahawks chants even in the first quarter in this game.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean,
better. While we're handing out Better at Life, how about a Better at Life to all the Seahawks fans in attendance in LA?
Way to get it, 12s. You really brought it. On a year that we're supposed to be the worst team in the league. I can't believe how many Niners fans told me that we were last in the division.
Yep.
It's like, well, we're not. So
there's still time, though. There's still time for you to finish last.
Yeah, still not. Well, we knew it was gonna happen, dude. We knew it was gonna happen. This is not set up for my phone. This is not set up for my phone. That's some quick reaction time right there.
I think, yeah, you caught it in midair. That was nice.
The hilarious part is the tablet was sitting behind it, and they both fell. I got them both, bud.
Oh,
today
we need to have you double count.
Today's a banner day, dude.
Jeremy Green coming in. I'll take 200 yards from Gino, while K9 gets 170 any day. And yeah, it wasn't even just K9. I mean, DJ Dallas had 6 carries for 35 yards, and he was breaking off some nice runs early on, I think in the first quarter. And it wasn't until the fourth quarter where I was thinking, man, why don't we give K9 a rest here and let DJ, take a couple more, because he had been having success out there too.
Here's how selfish I am, man. I was enjoying watching K9 play so much that I didn't want to see I wanted him to give him the ball every play, because he's just that dynamic and that much fun.
There you go. Derek recognizing your cat-like speed and reflexes.
Nah, he's talking about K9, man. I can't take too much credit for
that. Michael West, it was my first regular season Hawks game. Attending, I hope, Michael. Because, yeah, that would have been fun. That would have been a fun game to be at.
It really would have been. They don't always go that smooth,
Well, Clinton helping us out here, producing the show from the chat room.
Yeah.
How about next week? Giants are 6-1. Who's going to be the favorite? This is because the Giants have been generally disrespected, though, when it comes to the lines. I think they were the underdog again this week. The Giants were.
Is it in Seattle or is it in New York?
It is in Seattle.
If the Seahawks aren't favored, man, I don't tell you, because you saw the line for this game, right? It was
it started out 8.5 in favor of the Chargers.
Down to 5 at one point, I think.
I think it even got down to 4.5 by kickoff.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, does that? I'm gonna throwing out a guess. I'm gonna say Seahawks favored, but it's only gonna be up by like a 1.5. And so that way,
Not the full home field.
It's not gonna give you. They're not gonna give us the full home field 3. That's my guess.
Sounds about right. So,
which disrespected team is going to get disrespected by the betting lines that come out early?
Do we need to send Pete the game plan for the Giants like right now, just so that they can get on it? Put everybody on Saquon and don't worry about the rest, and then win.
Right. Well, I mean, you got to watch Daniel Jones on the read option.
No, you don't.
Can be fast. You can be fast.
I don't care. I'll sell out every time on Saquon. Beat me with Daniel Jones.
Yes, we need to get a win, especially for IDN Nick Neal here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you need them bragging rights in the office because that gets to be a long week.
Absolutely. And a 199 super chat from Benson DeWalt. 2022 season so far. We ain't right back, though.
No, we ain't right back. I love it, Benson. No, appreciate you getting in. I think we all can say that this has been a more enjoyable season than maybe we had feared, for sure.
Yeah, it's feeling pretty good so far. I'm enjoying the season to this point, especially with just how things have gone. You still have a top 5 draft pick. I think the Broncos are right in either the 4 or the 5 spot with Rippon stinking it up just as Russ was. It wasn't any better for the Broncos with a different quarterback. They're just not good.
Yeah, they're not good.
I mean, the defense is good. They're not a good team.
I had seen somebody comment that the Broncos receivers continue to drop a bunch of balls. But that superior offensive talent on that team, it's really showing through.
Oh, yeah. They have all the talent. All of the talent. Jeremy Green asking, are you guys making it to a game together this year? And Clinton said he was going to try and make it out for the Carolina Panthers game in December. So that's kind of the one I have. Well,
the beauty is
on my radar
with the other Brandan taking over wheel grinds here around first of the year, and I've got them training up and doing their thing and all that. Like, if there is if that weekend is the one, and it turns out it's going to work, I can sick them on whatever job we got scheduled that week, and I can go. So it's not like I'm locked in.
All right. Another correction here from AIC Dragon. Tavares didn't leave the Hawks for the Bills. He was traded. It was only after a single season in Seattle, then re-signed with Seattle after being released by Buffalo. That's how the sequence went. Yep. Yeah. Yep. They were able to trade him because they had Russ, they had Flynn, and they didn't really need Tavares.
Nobody wanted to trade for Flynn's contract.
No, they didn't. So, yeah. Any other big games we need to talk about on defense? Unfortunately, Tariq Woolen did not get a 5th straight game with a pick. They tested him, though.
They got him a couple times. I was like, oh, just keep throwing it at him. I dare you. Do it. Just do it. That's where I'm at with Tariq.
I want to see it.
He gave up the touchdown directly after I said that in Discord. But
it wouldn't have been a touchdown had Barton not been blocking the other dude.
Right. Played football.
Oh, yeah. Bruce Irvin back out there. And
hey, thanks, Gordon.
He got a little bit of pressure. I saw Bruce in a couple moments.
Bruce was active. He didn't look bad. He looked spry. I am a fan of having Bruce out there, especially with that injury scare with Nwosu there for a second. You're like, oh, good. I'm glad we at least have Bruce as a backup.
Bruce as a backup. You mentioned Gerald Taylor's fumble.
Yeah. He was getting after it. Hey, just so you know, Brandon, since I didn't plan on doing this on the phone, I'm down to 10% battery, and it is 38 degrees here in the shed, so it's killing the battery pretty good.
Well, that's fine. We had a great Seahawks win. They get the dub. They're on top of the division. The Rams on the bye week this week. The Niners lose, and we're still ahead of those stupid Arizona Cardinals. And
the Niners.
And the Niners. And we got a top 5 draft pick just waiting for us. Denver's keeping it warm for us. It's
so perfect.
It's been a great start to the season, hasn't it?
It really has. It really has, man.
And I think with that,
there's only one thing left to say.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.